Meta-language and focus on form in the communicative classroom. A research article by Helen Bass-Turkman, Sean Lohman, and Rod Ellis. There are two types of language teaching instruction. Focus on meaning is to understand or convey message content, and focus on form, the attention to linguistic forms. Form-focused instruction involves focus on forms, such as grammar, and focus on form involves the linguistic elements. Teachers and learners need to concentrate on focus on form, such as attention to a learner's linguistic problematic features. Researchers believe that focus on form can be accomplished by explicit comments on form involving metalanguage, such as metalinguistic feedback. Metalinguistic is the study of dialogue relationships between units of speech communication. Metalanguage is a language and/or symbolic system used to discuss, describe, and analyze another language. Metalanguage and focus on form in the communicative classroom case study investigates 3 research questions. Number 1, do students and teachers use metalanguage in focus on form? Number 2, what kinds of metalinguistic terms do students and teachers use? And number 3, is there a relationship between the use of metalanguage and the amount of success of the learner uptake? Uptake moves are when a teacher responds to a student's error through corrective feedback, creating conditions for a student to attempt to produce the correct forms themselves in the uptake moves. Method. In this case study, there were about 12 hours of audio recordings taken from 2 classes, one at a pre-intermediate level and the other at an intermediate level. This was a private English-speaking language school in Auckland, New Zealand, and there were about 12 students in each class, some from East Asia and some from Europe. The teachers had about 2 to 4 years of teaching experience between them, and this audio was recorded specifically for communicative lessons. The activities were mostly identified as information gap and opinion gap tasks, role-play activities, jigsaw tasks, and reading comprehension activities. And in these activities, the instruction was primarily communicative in that there was generally no predetermined linguistic focus. The recordings were reviewed, and there were some identified occasions when there was attention to linguistic form, like grammar or vocabulary or spelling, discourse, or pronunciation. And in those instances, the researchers referred to these as Focus on Form episodes, or FFEs. These Focus on Form episodes were sequences of moves that focused in on linguistic items that occurred in the interaction primarily concerning with meaning. So if one interlocutor breaks the conversation to ask a question about a specific point in their conversation, the question is answered by the other interlocutor, and then the conversation continues. There were 3 classifications of FFEs in the study, and they were classified as or categorized as reactive, preemptive by the student, and preemptive by the teacher. These are a couple of the examples. Example 1 is a reactive FFE. I think she'll spend wonderful time in Australia and South Asia. Southeast Asia? Southeast Asia. Example 2 is a student-initiated FFE. And if I say this, fed up with you, not good, it's not good, you have to be careful who you say it to. Fed up with you, I'm fed up with you. If you say that to me, I would probably cry. No? Yeah? No. It's not good? No. No, it's fine. You can use it. These Focus on Form episodes were then analyzed for technical and non-technical metalanguage content. And the technical meaning items that were likely found like in grammar or linguistic texts, and then the non-technical would be more commonly used terms. Results. The student-initiated Focus on Form demonstrated the most uptake. Therefore, when the student asked for further clarification of the L2, he or she gained the most learning experience. In conclusion, the researchers had hoped this study would contribute to our knowledge of how metalanguage occurs in the classroom. What it did show is that metalanguage did occur in the communicative lessons recorded, however, largely in non-technical forms. And that wraps up our article of Metalanguage and Focus on Form in the Communicative Classroom. Thank you.